Let's discuss something about RRL now. What is the status at present, and what cities' expectations are? Whosoever is opposing this?
So, Harjinder, for any of your listeners who are very interested in the RRL program here in the city of Brampton, I want you to tell them to mark March 20th on their calendar.
Okay.
Because that is when we have our Committee of Council meeting at the city of Brampton, and staff will be delivering a report to council with all of the details on the new the changes that they are implementing to the RRL pilot program. Just to rewind, and for maybe the 3 or 4 of your listeners who don't know what the RRL is, it is a program to ensure that landlords across the city.
When you say 3 or 4,
I'm saying the ones who don't know what it is,
So
because
do you
I know
think only-
everybody knows what it is.
So do you think 3 or 4 people are only they are not aware about that?
It's possible, but probably
So
not. So
don't you think
everybody knows. Let's just say everybody knows.
But people wants to know more about that.
Yeah,
because people are
so
concerned
let's
about that.
repeat what is important here.
Right.
We have a city where we have neighborhoods and communities where
Right.
families choose to live and to enjoy life, to work and to play, and to live in a manner which is consistent with their own wishes, their hopes, and their dreams. And when you have communities that are materially changing, in the sense that because the owners are not present, because it's the tenants who are living there, and there is no care for the property, where there is garbage, where there is a decrease in the overall property standard and the quality of life, and it starts to impact and affect the neighborhood. The city gets the call.
Right.
Why is this house being in that way? Why is no one cutting the grass? Why are there 10 cars on a driveway that only has room for 4?
Right.
And so when you continually, as a city, receive complaint after complaint every day, the city has to find a way to ensure that its bylaws are respected.
Right.
And so this idea of a landlord licensing program is not new.
Okay.
There are other jurisdictions that are working through this same type of issue.
Right.
And here in the city of Brampton, what we are doing is we understand that homeowners or property owners wish to rent out their property. We understand that there may be families that own a home and they want to rent out a basement. We understand that there are individuals who own more than one home and they want to rent out those properties.
I think people are
Right.
aware about these issues, these points.
This is a common need.
But Paul,
But there has to be an understanding by all who are involved
right.
that they must comply and follow with the rules of the municipality, in this case, the city of Brampton.
Right.
And so when you have so many people who are not following the rules,
Right.
it comes upon the municipality to find ways and means
Right.
to enforce those rules. Now, you can say, well, just enforce the rules, City of Brampton.
Okay.
Tell your bylaw officers to go out there and to enforce the rules and punish those who are not following the rules.
Okay.
That's fine. But we can do that, and we are doing that. As a city, we send out bylaw officers every day
Right.
to enforce property standards regulations. But time and time again, we come into a situation
So,
where
but in terms
the
of
owner of the property
in
is
terms of
either
the process, actually, I just wanted to cut you off. So in the process, especially regarding the telephone town hall, so there are people out there, they are asking and they are requesting for in-person town halls regarding the
so
same issue.
we'll-
So
we'll
do you
get to
think
that.
that will
Yeah.
be possible?
So we'll get to that. So the requirement is we need to have a licensing regime. Okay? And that licensing regime means that if you're renting out your property, you are going to engage with the city to obtain a license, wherein you are agreeing as part of that licensing regime to follow all of the regulations of the city. And when you fail to do that, you understand clearly that you're in contravention.
Right.
I can tell you how many conversations I've had with people who are renting out a home
Yeah.
and they're having complaints, and they say to us, "Oh, you know, my tenants, they're supposed to be cutting the grass. I tell them, but they don't listen to me."
I understand that.
And
But-
they're not
but
doing that. So
in the
with
previous
respect,
interviews,
yeah. So
people
with,
wants to listen that whether there will be any possibility for a one-on-one or in-person, sorry, not one-on-one, in-person town hall, or just the telephone town hall is the only option.
well, no, because we had a meeting at City Hall
Right.
last month where we had more than 40, almost 50 delegations from
But the-
people and individuals.
Some of those
who
same
were
people came to our
expressing-
studio.
Those people were expressing their opposition to the program as it was released.
Right.
And so when they delegated, staff are listening and taking notes and recording every single one of the points that they raised.
Right.
And then council gave direction to staff to do a number of things, to go back and to find ways to streamline the program, to engage with the public at large and to get a sounding of the municipality.
Right.
And through that direction to staff, we are now waiting results. Now, we did hold a teletown hall.
Okay.
And that teletown hall, I believe, had more than 7,000 people attending.
Okay.
And there was some polling done, and we're going to see the results of that teletown hall and the polling that was done. And we're also going to see how
there are
staff...
people, they were blaming that that was a cherry-picked calls.
I doubt
So
that
they-
very much. I have a lot of trust
So
and faith.
I'm just conveying the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
message, whatever I'm receiving from the group.
I listened.
they
I listened
wanted-
to the town hall,
Right.
and the question seems to be a cross section of the broad opinion that is there when it comes to this issue.
Okay.
We have people who are concerned about the fact that they operate legal basement apartments. Should they have to
Right.
apply for the program? And I believe the mayor assured them that if you are currently operating a legal basement apartment,
Okay.
that this program...
Actually, there was one more concern regarding the mayor's statement about special that word when he say multiple times. Patrick Brown says slumlords.
Uh-huh.
So people are getting concerned about that word too. So what's your take on that?
I would say if there is anyone out there who does not think that someone who allows the house to be operated and run in a way as we have seen in some of the examples shown to us by bylaw officials, if they don't think that they're slum landlords, I don't know. I mean, if you run a home, if you run a rental property, and you're doing everything to the best of your ability,
Right.
right? This is not going to be an issue for you. The issue is with this, the city has.
So the council
is
and
with-
the mayor stand by that word?
by the idea of a slum landlord.
Yeah.
Well, what do you call an individual who
No, I'm just
has
asking you.
14 people living in a basement?
Okay. Okay, and just one last thing. I know this is almost over the time. Can I just hear that one more time? Will there be any possibility for the in-person town hall regarding this issue or no?
Well, that's why I told you at the beginning of this conversation, March 20th. That's the
Okay.
date
But
when the report
that'll be the
comes
day
forward.
of the decision, I guess.
Well, no, because the way things work,
Okay.
you have an opportunity to delegate at that meeting as well.
Oh, that'll be the delegation?
People can comment on the report,
Okay.
right? And so the report will be public on the Friday beforehand, right? And you can read the report. And any individual who would like to provide additional comment can do so
Right.
at Committee of Council. And then staff will present, and council will also have the opportunity to discuss the report
Right.
and to decide on what to do going forward. And so this is how government and process works. And so we've heard from all of the stakeholders.
Right.
We've heard from the landlords.
Okay.
We've heard from the public. We've instructed staff to develop a revised, simplified, streamlined program to make it the process easier for everyone,
Right.
and also to simplify it. So
All
that's
right.
what we're looking for on March 20th.
Okay, Paul, thank you so much for your time and for this information. Anything else you want to say?
Just to say that it's always a pleasure to speak to you and to your viewers, understanding that it is through even a conversation like this one,
Right.
where we develop a mutual understanding of what it is that our objectives are. And let's make it clear. We want people to be able to rent their homes. If they would like to do that, they can rent out their homes, their basements, their units. But we want everyone to play by the rules,
Right.
and to operate safe and good housing for the residents of the city of Brampton.
Perfect. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you. Really.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
So, Mr. Paul Vicente, regional councillor from Ward 1 and 5. Harjinder Gill show 1350 AM. एक संदेशां दे मैसेज तो अपने ब्रेक तो बाद फिर दोबारा वापस जुड़ते हैं प्रोग्राम हरजिंदर गिल।
इस तरह ਦੀਆਂ ਹੋਰ ਵੀਡੀਓਜ਼ ਦੇਖਣ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰੋ ਸਾਡਾ YouTube ਚੈਨਲ ਜੀ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਗਰੁੱਪ।